You brought so much joy in my life, with strong hands and a heart full of love.
Said she was at, she tends bar, you know, and that's what her employment is. She said, and then she goes, just yesterday, talk about like when God's ready for you, He wants you, you know. He did, the guy, right at the bottom, fall right to the ground, heart attack, dead.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy nuts, and
even watch some stuff like that.
You said that was at a bar?
what's that?
You said that was at a bar?
At a bar, yeah.
Oh wow.
And the thing is that it was really bad, and why she's really like, is that, I mean, you know a lot of people, but this was like somebody that was like her father, you know,
Oh,
like that,
my
gave her
God.
fatherly advice, you know, stuff like that, you know.
My brother just he just fell out with a heart attack.
At
Yeah.
McDonald's.
No, he somebody he got sick. You know,
How old is he?
my brother, 76.
Yes.
Oh.
So how do it feel like? Cause when I'm looking at you, it's it look like it's the left side of your mouth is in like your.
It is.
So that's where it's numb at.
Talking about you too, bro.
Tell me about what about me?
About you almost died. The struggle you went through. What was that you had in your blood? The disease you had in your blood?
Septicemia?
And I said it begins with an L.
No, septicemia.
Septicemia. Lick my damn lip. Septicemia.
Septicemia. It was congestive heart failure. It was double pneumonia and septicemia.
I told him all of that.
And then my blood pressure was
Yeah, I
like
didn't- I
really,
couldn't
really
think
super
of it.
low.
The septicemia.
And that's the time that I don't like to think about
I don't need.
because it's like, 'cause I don't know what
Turn
happened.
this dumb thing back around.
What do you want to turn? How?
I was looking. Is it straight now?
It's up and down.
Oh, now it came straight. I was trying to get out and go back on Twitter thing, but I can't get out of it. I don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah, give me here. I'll get it out.
I was looking at Quita and Amanda.
I'm about to get another
Amanda didn't even do
plus.
Katie's hair.
On here?
Yeah, got her all on camera in her hair.
When? Last night?
Whenever they was at the mall.
And who page was you on?
Quita's.
Oh, Life and Sobriety?
Yeah. They were saying how beautiful she is.
I'm going to have to find her through my page because I'm like, I can't never find her. I have to find her through
I just
me.
went on there and she happened to be there.
Mhm.
What they said about your mom.
I got to come back in 3 weeks. They said everything looked good. It's nice and clean.
Okay.
And then I got to come back in 3 weeks. So I'm like, cool with it.
I hope this don't wear off. Stuck that nigga two times.
Because sometimes it wear off and, yeah, because they take too long to come back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We shot it twice in there though. We stuck it down in the you know me about needles, I got a thing with needles.
But you took it like a G, I'm sure. I wouldn't have married you if not otherwise, you know, you feel me?
Sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Trying to, find Cleta.
You got sick or I had 30 grand.
That is
32 grand.
I don't know which. Okay, here's Quita. Forever 21. Forever 21 mini try on haul. That's the one. And I was just listening to looking at this video with my earplug on. That's all. I was just watching. I was watching this house tour with this on my phone. That's what I was doing. She got some pretty stuff too, and she went to Pier 1, and she bought these real pretty.
You talking to me, John?
Yeah, I was telling you that. Oh, he can't take these.
No, I can't.
He's in pain management, but he
That's
could take
right.
the
That's right.
he could
I forgot
he could
about
take
it.
the Motrin, but he can't take
Take
the.
the.
Yeah, he can't take that.
I'm sorry, I forgot all about it.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay, cause he have them at home, so
Yeah.
he'll be able to take them at home.
I forgot all about it. You told me too.
I was telling about you had died.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
She,
Can you work and talk?
she said, "Can you work
I said, can you work and
I've
talk?
been doing this so long, I could go like this and do it just like this. Give me an orientation, I'm in, you know?
I know, that's
I
right.
do my best work with my, with my turned around like that.
I know that's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure, now, the older I get, the more paranoid I get, so I'm gonna give you a little bit more down this side. That probably feels pretty numb, but.
Yeah, but when they did me like that, they had to shoot it like 4 times on up in
I
there.
gotta just do it. you
Yeah.
know, just how I roll, you know?
Tell them about Quita, John.
Oh, my daughter, she when she turned like 19, she started out dancing in a club, and then they got her hooked on cocaine. I shouldn't say they got her hooked because it was her choice to try it when I had told her not to do it. And so she got hooked on cocaine at 19, and then she burnt her nose out. And so then the next best thing was crack. So she started smoking crack, and she lost custody of her first child. And then all these years went past, and a lot of different things happened to her. But this is what are we in? January, December. I think it was October, because she will be 120 days clean come.
God bless her.
Come February the 6th, she'll be 120 days clean. She was on Detroit Avenue. She had spent the night in this guy's car. He said she could sleep in the back seat because she didn't have anywhere to go. She was homeless. And so she fell asleep. And then the next morning she woke up. She had said, well, I'm not getting high today. I'm not getting high today at all. And so she went and got a beer, because she had she was an alcoholic and she had a DT, so she had to get something to do that. So she did that, and so and she had money. You know, she couldn't figure out where she got the money from, but she had it. So it was this guy came along in this big old pickup F-150. And then he was like, I got what you need. And then she was like, well, I got $20. So he gave her $20, what was supposed to be crack cocaine. Come to find out later, it was fentanyl mixed in with the crack cocaine. And she said
Which is what they do.
Right, and she said when she got it, it was like grayish color. And she said that it was, and then some of it had like a powdery. So I don't know why she did it, but she took the stuff that was powdery and she sniffed it a little bit. And then the other part she put into her crack pipe, and she smoked just a tiny bit to see was it okay. And it was okay. So then she took a little bit more. The second time I put it in her normal size hit. And she was like, oh, this is good. I'm going to get out and I'm going to go share with whoever. And because that's what she would give you the shirt off her back. She's a very sweet person. Next thing you know, she got out of the car and she went sideways, hit the front end of the car on the ground dead from that fentanyl. It just that quick, it killed her. All the drug dealers, all the people that smoke crack, they were all just sitting there watching. Nobody picked up the phone to call 911. Nobody did none of that,
They
right?
didn't want to get implicated. That's
Right, probably so. But they wasn't even the ones who saw. This was a completely weird person that they never saw before in their life. You understand? He just happened to come up on the scene. And it was a guy who totally hated her guts and she couldn't stand him. He was the one who called 911.
Wow.
And they got there and she was already gone. She had no pulse, she had no heartbeat, she didn't have anything. She had relieved herself. You understand? And then they had to hit her with Norcan like about 4 times, because not only did they mix it with fentanyl, it was crack, heroin, and fentanyl all together. And that was one thing she never, in the whole many years she'd been on the street, she had never messed with heroin. Period. You know what I'm saying? So, and then so she called my baby girl, and then she said, "Well, don't tell mommy." And then she was like, "I am never had something like this from mom." So my daughter called me on the phone. She told me what had happened. And then she called me and she was crying. She told me where she was at. Jumped up in my night clothes. So did he. And we went from where we live all the way down to 87th and Detroit Avenue. And we got her. And I brought her home. And you know, after I had got her all cleaned up, gave her clothes, and she was scared. And she asked could she sleep in our room with us. And then she was so disturbed because the only thing she saw was darkness. And she said, "Mommy, it's all a lie. I was supposed to see Grandma Curry, Granddad Leroy. I was supposed to see Uncle Ronnie, Auntie LeVade. I was supposed to see all of them. And I saw nothing but darkness." And I said, "Maybe because it wasn't your time yet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you only see the light when you getting ready to go over for real." You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I've been close to death, but I ain't never died. I mean, she literally died on the street. You know, and I really would love to know how long she was out before, you know, while they standing there watching her. They called the ambulance get there, and then they do everything they could to save her.
Ask her that question though. Did she think, when she was going on around in darkness, did she think that it was like minutes, or she thought it was like forever? Because I remember when I was there 1 minute 30 seconds, and I thought 2 months was too
Had
much.
passed.
Because there ain't no time on the other side. We
Right.
make time here.
Right.
God don't have no time.
I
you
know.
I mean, you know,
I know.
it's just is, you know.
Right.
We make time for our days, you know.
So what happened to you? How did you die?
I got stung by a wasp and I went into anaphylactic shock.
Oh, really?
And I didn't know I was like I didn't know I was allergic to it, you know. And I feel sorry for my wife because she's the one that, I mean, she saw the whole thing. You know, I was on a ventilator and everything, but I just remember
How long were you out?
I was 4 days, 5 days. But they couldn't, they had me on that breather machine.
Yeah.
And it was Sunday, and the next thing I remember is Thursday.
Mhm.
But I don't know. You know.
But what did you see? My husband said you told him you saw a lot of different things when you were
Man,
on
it
the other
was-
side.
See, I don't remember what happened to me. I
Mhm.
just remember that all of a sudden I was there, you know,
Right.
like that. And I remember being in like I just remember going real quick over there, and
Right.
I'm thinking, and this sounds crazy though, okay, I'm going, and I'm thinking, shit, man, I ain't got nothing on underneath this thing over here, you know, and like I said, you know, so after the fourth time, I went and I said, God, I said, what I interpret as God, you know, and I go and I said, do me a favor. I said, show me, you know. And then what happened, all of a sudden, because I was going like this, all of a sudden, everything started to turn, and the energy was talking to me, and I was a white light. I was white light.
Oh, wow.
Like it looked like a you know, you have those things like a light bulb, you know, it's like, you know, really
Yeah.
bright and stuff. It looked like a white light.
Oh, wow.
And then I go and I said, oh, you know, and here I was worried about being naked. Where the hell am I going? You know, like,
Right.
you know, that's how real this was and how stupid I was. You know, down this like big hallway, and then all of a sudden it opened up. There was all this like, and then there were all these, there's levels, and it was like brown color, blue, red, green, yellow, white. And I said, and then it opened, then there was a circle, a hole in that sky that was all just complete white light that was shining down, like you could go and see coming like through there like that. But the guys that were down here, the people that were working over here were trudging their ass off. I mean, they were working really hard, they were doing labor, stuff like that. And then as you got up a little bit, like green was like they looked like they were like sort of like business people or something like that. And then over here, there were more or less like as you started to get up, they were doing more like studying angelic things, you know, stuff like that. And I said, is that the different mansions to your heaven that you was talking about? That there are many different mansions in my heaven, God, that God said that, you know? There are many different mansions in my heaven. He said, yeah. So, and I said, so that sort of plays into reincarnation then, sort of. And he goes, exactly. So it's like it's like these guys ain't quite got it yet right here, okay?
Right.
These guys are getting a little bit closer, but they really sort of screw up. These guys are trying to hone their skills, and then once they get it down, they go right up to where that white light is, like
Oh,
heaven.
wow.
You know, I said, is that what it is? And he goes, yeah. She, he, never no sex. I mean, no, I call it he because that's what we call it. You know?
Right.
There's no he. There was no
Yeah,
sex.
they always
It
said
was
there is
that-
no
it was
sex
just-
in it.
It was just that purple with gold. There was purple with gold.
And you never saw anybody
Flex.
you knew?
No, and it wasn't half of it was just like sort of cool, but half of it
It's
was
kind of scary.
really bad to me. It was
Yeah.
like an ass scratching. About getting your act straight,
Right.
you know, because, you know, they went and they said, like one of the things, one of the many, many things. Well, I told him about that, and he says, you better obey my 2 commandments. And I go, 2 commandments? I said, what about the other 8? He says, honor, I told these guys, I never get the words right. Honor God, me is like God, like honor me as like number 1.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right, I
Okay.
know.
And then the other one, the 2nd commandment that God always said was to treat people like you would treat themselves.
Right.
And I said, well, what about all the other 8 ones that you went and gave to him on that day over there? He says, if you follow those 2, all the other. Oh. And then that one, then I got whooshed away, you know. But
And it felt like a lifetime.
I didn't want to leave.
You didn't want to leave.
Man, I did not.
I done
wanna
heard
leave.
that for so many
I
near-death
did not want to
experiences.
leave. I went and I've been, please don't send me back, you know. And then my wife, she really didn't understand. You know, I said it was the most beautiful place I've ever been.
Right.
And it's like, I'm gonna get my shit right. You know,
Yeah,
so
that
I
could-
can
you could
get
go
over there.
back,
Now I wanna
yeah.
get back there because I believe that next time, this was just like a warning to tell you what it is.
Right.
The next time I go, Grandpa gonna be there. You know,
Right.
or whoever was right.
Right.
Whoever was not right, gonna be
Okay.
walking in the darkness
Right.
and grayness and cold and damp.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Right.
That's
And I
what
believe that too. I believe that too.
It changed my life. It really did.
Well, I know when I was sick and I almost died back in July, I mean, and it just came out of nowhere. I can't tell you what happened to me. All I know is that I wound up with double pneumonia, septicemia, and congestive heart failure, and my heart turned to the shape of a eggplant. That's how my heart turned. Yeah, and it turned to that shape. That's how I can remember them saying
hellfire.
it. And it was like my heart was operating at 20%, and it was not beating; it was quivering. You know, so I was just being kept alive. I was in intensive care for over 2 weeks. And then they put me in a step down part where it's like intensive care, but it's like instead of 24 hours a day where they're keeping an eye on you, it's like 18 hours a day they're keeping an eye on you. And it was like horrible because I could not remember anything as to, you know, the days leading up to it, being in the hospital. I couldn't remember any of that stuff. You know, my family literally carried me. They put me in a chair, and my son and my son-in-law carried me downstairs and put me in the car after the girls got me dressed. Put me in the car, and then they drove me to Fairview Hospital. There I stayed until the end of July. And I went there on July 4th on the holiday.
That's the name of septicemia.
Yeah, it was septicemia. My whole system was poisoned, and they didn't know what had caused it.
Just give me the 21.
So it's like, I don't know, still to this day, and that still would scare me, because if it happened then, it can happen again.
And not knowing what caused it.
Right. And when it comes down to it, I didn't see darkness. I didn't see light. I didn't see anything. I was just, you know how you sleep, and they say in the Bible it says the dead knows nothing. And that's the way I was. I knew nothing. I didn't hear anything around me. I didn't see anything. Nothing.
But if it wasn't for Debbie looking that up, she goes, you know how much trouble I could get in with this? And I go and I said, she goes, well, you are my dentist, and I don't want to have any pain. You know, I said, like I would hurt you. I said, we've known each other for 30 years, you know, or 25 years, or whatever
Right.
it was at that time.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do an F3 on him, okay?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy though. I mean,
it was just unbelievable, and you know, it blew, but it was not. I didn't take it as a positive thing because
Right.
it was like, it's like, you're such a jackass
That you gotta
know,
get
I
it
said,
right.
You better go and look. You know,
He giving you a second chance.
You're in a position, being in contact with so many people, and you could help so many of my people.
Yeah.
And I go and you got it, brother.
I know that's right.
Even if it was just, I don't care. I just want to get back to where it was. Where
Right.
it was.
Exactly.
But I truly believe that the next time, because when my partner, who I was in practice with for 35 years,
Mm-hmm.
when his dad died, we were there, and he was going, oh, hi, Mitch, how you doing? You know, like right at the end. Oh, hi, Mitch, how you doing? You know, talking, you know, like that. And he says, how so? Oh, hi, honey, you know, like that. They were dead. They were already dead. They've been dead for like, he goes, that's my Uncle Mitch that he's talking about. He goes, he's been dead, so he was getting ready to cross over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was
Yeah,
getting ready. That's where the family and all that stuff.
I seen that because I worked in nursing for 27 years, and for some reason when they get ready to leave here, they focus on one spot on the wall, and they get to talking to people, and they be like, oh, my sister's up there.
See?
You know, so I have seen
That's
that
what
so
I
many
believe.
times.
And
Yeah.
that's right before you're going to go.
Yeah,
and
right before you go.
That they're going to translate, not
Yeah.
translate. Transition.
Yeah, transition.
Into,
Yeah, transition to another
really
place.
Good hands,
Yeah.
You know?
Are we measuring at 21?
20. Section 3. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, you know, with my daughter, but she doing so well, and she in church, she go to all these meetings, she had no problem getting up talking, but the only one thing that was so sad about it, she went to the detox that St. Vince Charity Hospital the very next morning. She wasn't playing. When she woke up, she got up, she took care of her personal hygiene, she called my daughter on the phone, She said, okay, I'm ready, come get me, take me. She stayed in there 6 or 7 days. And the only reason why she had to stay that extra day was because Laura's home didn't have a bed prepared for her. And they didn't want her to, not to come straight from the hospital to there. So they kept her in the hospital. And she went there, and it was this young lady, very pretty young lady. She had all kind of degrees. She had all kind of stuff going for her, but she had been hooked on heroin. And she's like,
drugs don't care what.
Yeah, it don't matter. She was a young black girl.
They don't care. They get over there and like I say that.
And she had
they
family
take the
support.
uneducated and doctors. They don't care.
It doesn't matter. Once you get on drugs don't care what you got, what you went to school for, how much money you got. But she used to sit next to this girl every day, eating and talking and laughing and joking. So after she had been gone from there for over 2 weeks, she went to a meeting, and they said, such and such a died, and she was just like a total shock. The girl that she spent all her time with while she was in the Orca house, she left, she graduated and everything, went back out there, got back on heroin and died. Overdosed and died. And so that really messed my daughter's head up like that, but, she was like, that's why she got to do better. You know what I'm saying? Because, even though her drug of choice is crack and not heroin, it doesn't matter because they putting fentanyl even in marijuana.
They're putting fentanyl in marijuana.
Yes. Even in marijuana, they're putting it in there. And so you got to be very, very careful. And then, they also making fake pain pills. So people who are addicted to pain pills, they are literally making them, and they make them look like they're real.
They got press machines and all.
But I'm going to do the other bonding time. Get them straight. Let's get that snapshot.
So root canal's done. We're going to get an x-ray, okay? I'm going to just have you either step behind the wall or out in the hallway. Yes.
Okay.
Right in the chair. It's fine.
Okay, so you want me to step behind the wall?
Oh, we're going to do it in the room, sir.
No,
you doing it?
she standing right there.
Get up.
Yeah.
You want me to go over there?
Yeah, or in the hallway for the right
I
here.
thought you said.
Oh.
You sure you want to be in there, guys?
Yeah, I mean, what the x-ray gonna do to me?
Put the
I
chair
ain't
over there.
pregnant.
Put the chair.
I'm cool. It's gonna take a second for that x-ray.
So they doing that on the same too?
I'm sorry.
They doing that actually on the same too?
Yeah, to check the measurement, make sure it's down to the bottom, and fill the apex.
And so he's not gonna do the crown.
It's a lot of tooth structure there, so he's just gonna fill it up.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, nothing for the second? Yes.
So do you think he's gonna have a lot of pain when this is over for today?
I wouldn't say a lot. I'll say some. We like to tell our patients before the numbing completely wears off, go fill your prescriptions and get one of those pain pills.
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all done?
Yes.
Oh. Probably so. That's crazy though. So at least he had a wonderful experience with his, Your mom feel all numbed up. And not on this side is the lip look bigger, and this one just in. This one look bigger.
They only did work on this side.
Yeah, and you only did work on that side.
That tooth needed filling, huh?
Yeah, that's what it was. When you broke it,
I broke it.
or whatever you did to
In
it.
the statue nut. That's what I was telling you.
So he don't have to have any of his teeth extracted, right?
Well, this side, to get that partial, if you want the partial.
I probably don't get it. I don't have no problem with it.
All right. At the time, like I said, but that's what, that's what we need to get a partial. You don't want that partial? Okay.
Okay.
But, it's like, but I'm just telling you
Yeah.
what you need,
Yeah.
Right. Whatever you decide, shoot, man, I'm all right with it.
Yeah, if I have to get it, though, get it.
There'll be a time and a place. What probably happens is that the upper one starts to grow so much up that it ends up digging into the gum tissue. Then you come back and say, hey, Eddie, remember when you said to get that out? Yeah, so give me that dude's number, because this is hurting. And I said,
Yeah.
okay, then we do it that way.
Okay.
That's how it rolls.
So y'all don't extract teeth here. Y'all send them out.
Well, no, you know, a younger dentist was I was able to do that, but
Yeah.
He think he old.
man, I'm an old dentist. I'm an
You
old
are
dentist.
not nowhere
I
near
would've
old.
said-
Stop thinking of
for
yourself
dentistry,
old.
I'm old.
Well, you
know?
ain't got that strip no more on your arms, so like
No
to be
way.
pulling and prying.
I
Like they
get
had
over
me
there
that day.
and it's going like
Last week.
My buddy Cool. It's really pretty bad. He got carpal tunnel. He had surgeries and everything to try to go and do. He had to retire because he couldn't even pick this up without having pain.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
And he's fine, but he just can't. He can't
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
So, you know, like I said, I do what I'm able to really sort of do.
Yeah, 'cause I know the dentist that I had over there on West 25th. I mean, he was yanking and pulling and prodding.
Who did you
and,
go to over there?
Dr. Day, I think his name is,
Yeah,
on Broadview.
That's the man.
Asian.
Yeah.
that's the man. He's young. He got powerful. He got those
Yeah.
powerful Popeye on. That's what I say. Look at these skinny little things. You can't pull nothing. I'm lucky. I'm lucky if I can pull myself out of bed. You know.
I know that's right.
But those guys, like what the hell's the guy over there? Smith, Day, Schween. They got those arms like, you know, like.
They're not you no more, huh? So those days is gone.
Those days is gone. That was when I was able to do stuff, you know. Not now.
Yeah.
I didn't know Dr. Day was younger. I thought he was older.
No, he's not Dr. Day that
No,
did
he's
me.
young.
He's younger.
He's young.
Yeah.
Younger. He's way younger than me. You
Yeah,
know,
he
like I
younger.
said, he just come over here and, you know, he has to work under John, you know, because you got to take all that crap again, you know. You got to go like somebody, okay, Koshi. Remember when Koshi used to work in Bedford? Well, she told me that when she came from India, that she had to go to Howard to go and get like some like dental stuff, you know, or like re-dental stuff,
Right.
even though she graduated from University of New Delhi.
Because it's different over there.
It's got the same
Yeah,
thing, you know,
different,
and then
yeah.
you have to take that board here, prove that you're okay. And now, she's cool, but in the meantime, she would have to work under somebody, you know.
So after you have your teeth extracted, how long is it before you could drink from a straw?
What they say, the first, don't
Right
do the
away.
first 24 hours.
Oh, after the first 24 hours you
Right
can?
away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I've been
Have
sitting here
at it.
waiting and waiting and waiting. It's
Have
been a
at
whole
it.
week today.
Have at it. Shoot, have at it, yeah.
Shade, you looking for
A2.
A2. Let's get on it. America can get some stats.
A2.
Tell me how many grandkids I have.
Yeah, 30. Well, it's 31 and one great grandbaby, and then one on the way. So the great grandbaby, her mom is 24, and she's in the military. And unfortunately, with what's going on with Trump and his administration, she was told that she was not going. And then she got told over the weekend that she had green lighted. So now she's going to Syria. She go to Syria. Guess who becomes mommy again?
Ta-da!
Me. But the baby was
That's
over-
all right. You're good. You were good at it the first time. You're good at it
Yeah,
the
I
second
was
time.
good at it or whatever, but
the heck?
dang. You know, when she here, I could get her for a week, 2 weeks, and then I'd be like, okay, come get your baby. But if I gotta keep her while she gone be gone, I think, for about 14 months. That means that I can't call up and say, come get your baby. You know, so. Then I got a granddaughter who's coming up today. I just bought her a plane ticket last night. She's 17. And, you know, my daughter, the one I told you who had the drug problem, she moved to Florida with her husband. Her husband died from spinal meningitis. He was in his early 30s. and they had a baby girl together, and she was clean. She got so stressed out, she went out, left the baby there with one of his relatives, and went to smoke crack. The relative called the sister, said, well, she didn't come back. What am I supposed to do? And she said, call 696 Kids. Now, why would you do that on your own niece?
Yeah.
You understand? And she had my phone number. All they had to do was call me. I would have been on the first thing smoking. You understand? And I would have got the baby. And so Florida had this new law where if the baby is there for 2 years and born there, they don't have to give it to an out-of-town relative. So I fought them, and then they waited till the 2 years was up, and then I couldn't get her. So now she's 17, and the people who had her ever since she was 5 months old, they adopted her, and he put her out. She has nowhere to go, no money, the phone she got, she can only use it if she's around Wi-Fi. So you just put a 17-year-old girl out on the street with nowhere to go, but you refuse to take her to the airport with me paying for it for her to get on the plane to come to Ohio to me. So last night she called me, she was crying, and she was like, "Nana, this is the first time ever. I really don't have nowhere I could go. And I was like, all right, I'm giving you a plane ticket. You got to be there at 10 in the morning because you got to be there 2 hours before your flight. Be there at 10. She called me this morning. She was there at 9. So she should be getting it.
Out.
Yeah, so she should be getting here probably about 2 something. And then by her only ever living in Florida, she about to come up here to this cold weather.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go out and buy her a coat. I'm going to have to go out shopping. Whew.
Where you get your blessings.
No, it's a blessing. On the other side, money.
Yeah, there ain't no money over there.
Oh, I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. Because you know, if you look in 2 Timothy, it tells you clearly what God planned for us was. His plan is for us. When Jesus come back and open up the new scrolls, is for the ones that's here on earth is to be able to build our own houses, to grow our own food, and money was never nowhere mentioned in that equation. You understand what I'm saying? So we won't have landlords, we won't have, stuff like that. The only thing we're going to do is be learning from Jesus Christ, because, the new scrolls is going to be open. Yeah, that's how we're going to learn. And so those are the days that I can't wait for. And so I'm kind of scared, because when Armageddon comes, do I want to be here? Because a lot of us is going to live through it. And then, or do I want to be gone? And then just have him raise us up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like torn. But I'm so nosy. So I really want to be here to see what happens, but I'm kind of scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared, so I don't know. But all I got is blind faith, because before all this happened to me back in July, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little skeptical, because I was like, how come so many people who do so much wrong stuff have so much luck?
Ain't that the truth? That's exactly what I said.
You understand? And everybody trying to live by the way God taught them. That your parents taught you about God, and you done did Bible study, and you done learned the Bible and everything. How come all those people is getting good things? And then I already knew that the devil will give you things too. Because if you go all the way back when the devil told Jesus, when he was up there fasting on that mountain for 40 days, he said, the devil came to him, he said, you see all this out here? I will give you everything out here if you fall down and do one act for me. If you bow down to me.
Where he was at the beginning. He was there.
Right.
He was
there. He was the top dog.
One of his brothers.
Right. He was one of the top dogs.
One of his kids,
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, he decided to go and get a bug in his rear end, and he did stupid, so they kicked him out. So he got mad.
Right. So, if this wasn't his to give, Jesus would have said, this is not yours to give, this is my Father's. He didn't say that. He just said, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't bow down and do that act to the devil. You understand? So right now, the devil is the God of what's going on right now. But our God is
This
coming
is
back
it.
and gonna right
He
the
owns
wrong.
this earth.
Right, that's what he on right now.
He
And
owns
then
the
because
earth.
he
runs
had
the earth.
right, because he had an agreement with God. Now we didn't, like you said, there is no time over there. So we don't know the time frame. But God, we don't know his time frame. Because it's not our time frame. You see what I'm saying? I wish it was our time frame. We say, oh, in 2093, God is sending his son Jesus back to fight the devil and we gonna be,
I know.
but unfortunately, no.
I don't.
It don't work that way.
All this craziness gotta stop.
It do. You know what bothers me a whole lot? It's two things that bother me a whole lot. The fact that how they allowed Trump to become president and how it's so much black on black crime and killing. I don't get that. And I really wish that it was a person that could step up that can take it, you know, that could take over that and try to teach us over again, because we was taught all the wrong way. You understand? Because when we were like my heart doctor, he told us that what we need to do with our children now is to take away some of their pleasures,
Yep.
okay, and make them study. You understand? And then that way they will grow up and then they will spread that on to their children. But if all you got is negativity in the black in the black community, they not gonna learn nothing, because you know we got beat if we tried to read or we tried to write. We had to literally sneak to be able to do that type of stuff. Oh yes, that Fortnite. I don't know who came out with that Fortnite, but they need to go back away with it.
Patients are getting divorced because of that.
Yeah, and they
Their old
kids is
man
going
wake up
crazy.
in the middle of the night playing
My
that
son,
damn game.
last night, he woke, I was on the couch, I was on the couch. He got up, went to the bathroom, went in the refrigerator, did something. And I dozed back off. When I got up to go upstairs, he up playing the game. What is wrong? That's the first time he ever done that.
And my grandson is 12.
Mm-hmm.
Now my grandson is
Skins
13.
and
I think, or he might be getting ready to turn 13.
Yeah,
But the point of the matter is, he
Do you know what the premise of that game is? Is it like sexual or something?
no, it's like fighting and killing and
Building stuff.
building stuff and getting and finding stuff. That's what it is.
Another one is Minecraft too.
And you know what else I don't like about it? Because
You can't talk to
anybody.
anybody.
And so the guy, so my grandbabies, we was in the room. It had to be everybody about 8:30, 9 o'clock. They was in the second bedroom, and we was in our room laying down there watching TV, and they all came in there flying in there, scared, like somebody had lit a fire under their butts, right? And they talking about this guy on there said that he's gonna get us, and he's outside our house right now, and he's gonna kill us. And I'm like, what? I'm like, and it be so many pedophiles on there. You know how they get kids to run away with them?
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I'm scared for my grandson, because if he's so caught up in that Fortnite game, what if somebody offered him a whole bunch of E-bucks?
V-Bucks, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's
And then he
what?
go with that.
It's
Bunch of what?
V-Bucks.
E-bucks.
V-Bucks.
It's B-bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I always thought it
Got
was
stuff on
E-bucks.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Because when he was over there, he took his old little games he had for the PlayStation, and he took it up there to the store. My husband took them and he traded them in, and then he wound up buying. Then he had
My
me buy.
son did that with
Yeah.
some old games. You know?
Yeah, and then he
And
had me
He
buy.
bought the fancy Call of Duty one is what he did. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what he
no,
did.
but what he did was he just went out and bought the $50 worth of, what you say it is, B-bucks?
Yeah, the card.
B-bucks. He had me go on Amazon and buy them for him. He gave me the $50 cash,
Oh my God,
and then he had me
this
go
kid's
on there.
Smart.
He had me go in there and buy it for it.
This kid, you know what? This kid's smart.
Oh, he's intelligent. His mom is, when she was 25, she got her master's. So she's 26 now, and she got this high power position with Metro Hospital. So, and then my son, he's highly intelligent. He's not a dummy, you know. So he done picked up all the smarts from them. not a dummy intellectually. He's not a dummy.
Well, I will say one thing though, and I learned this a long time ago. It was in a sociology class many, many years ago at BW. And I remember when they say that in prison, they have so many geniuses in prison.
Yeah.
Because, well, just because, I mean, it's like 'cause they were trying to find a way. If they had directed themselves to good, who knows what they could have done, you know? But they
Exactly.
were trying to figure out an angle,
Right.
doing something like that. Go ahead, Dan.
That's just like the one guy they had on the news out of Eastlake. He was a prisoner there in the Eastlake, and he had so much time on his hands that he just got the security code that the officers was putting in,
See?
put it in himself, got in the car, drove
See?
off. I mean, he got caught later, but it was just like,
It doesn't matter. I mean, they're
How did he
able
manage to get that?
they're able to do
Yeah.
that.
And then another thing too with these girls that's in these penitentiaries, like I know this one particular young lady, she was a guard in there, and she met this guy who was a prisoner, and she started to like him and fell in love with him, and started having sex with him while he was a prisoner, and she got pregnant by him. And so they wanted to prosecute her, and they wanted to do a DNA test on the baby when the baby came to see if it was his baby, because they fired her because they knew for sure she was having an affair with him. But they wanted that DNA test so they could find out if exactly. And then he got out, and guess what? They wound up getting married. So these girls in there, they be liking these guys.
That's because it is. They don't need to have one as a convict, you know? Enough to do with that, you know?
Yeah, and then I think a lot of these shows that come out and it be so extreme on these shows, like, and they show you some things, I think you need to believe that because they got that from somewhere. They just didn't imagine all this kind of stuff. You understand, like how the world, like the water, how it floods up, how it freezes over, how it turns New York. So that's when I'm like, it's a whole bunch of stuff that comes along, and I just like that Area 51. I really believe there is an Area 51.
You better believe it, right?
I believe when they was in Roswell, Mexico, that they really did.
I took it out of that room, so I know it's not going to be going in there.
In Roswell, Mexico, when they claimed it was an air balloon that fell down, but everybody else said they took pictures and it was an alien and his ship, and I believe all that.
Believe all that too.
Yeah,
I mean, he was never supposed to go out into space.
I believe that too.
Mess with that.
But I'm still trying to figure out, did a man really walk on the moon? I don't know if I believe that or not. I don't think they presented enough evidence for me to believe it or not. But one thing that I was looking at, they saying now that the government has cities underground, and to get a spot down there, they're starting off at $3 million, and they even have a jail system down there. So whatever happens up here, you know, like if it's a nuclear war or if a hurricane or earthquake, natural disaster, whatever.
I was hearing that about, like, you know how they were trying to get life on Mars and stuff like that. And
Right.
stuff out of space. I was hearing about stuff like that.
Right.
And even heard like that they're selling tickets for it
Yeah.
now.
But that's what they're doing. They're selling tickets for people. They starting out at $3 million, and you go down there and you have every amenity that you have up here. But it started at $3 million. And they even have a jail system. That's what tripped me out when I was listening to the program. When they said they even had a jail system, I say they anticipating that it's gonna be. I mean, because it seems like if you can afford $3 million, it don't seem like you're gonna go down there and be acting too crazy. But I guess maybe you is. I guess rich don't mean you ain't got the crazy in you.
would love to hear that one. Underground City.
Right up and down.
So you just getting rid of the brown spots now underneath the tooth?
No, I have to anesthetize those. I'm just fixing the
Okay.
the breaks and the chips that he has over here.
What does anesthetize mean?
Numb him up.
Oh,
Numb it up.
numb it up.
Yeah. I had this one. You know, they go and they talk about aliens and stuff like that. I gotta tell you.
You go for the day?
Have a good day. I woke up about two in the morning one night. Okay? And all of a sudden I go and I woke up and I said, first thing I thought of was, son of a bitch, I must have overslept. This light outside all the time. Something wrong here. I go out in the bed, right behind my fence over there. There's all this white light. It lit up, and it was there were these 3 big lights, and they were shining on my house. They lit up the whole backyard. And it's like, and I'm looking at it, and I said, that just can't be. So then I went back, went to the bathroom, came back over there, looked, and the lights are still there.
Right.
And honest to God, I get over there and I said, I went and I said it out to him. I said, look, I said, I'm almost retired. Don't take me now. You know, I said, don't take me now. I said, there's a lot smarter people in this world that you can take that with.
Exactly.
This house is almost paid.
Yeah.
I said,
Don't
you know,
take
like
me.
that, you know, and because the light was because it was getting big, and it was just like getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And I said, I got no time for this, okay?
Wow.
I went over there, went to the refrigerator, got a glass of water, right like that, came back, it was completely dark. Everything was completely dark again,
Wow.
and it looked like it was like midnight again, you know?
Wow.
So don't take me.
Don't take. I
I'm
know that's
almost
right.
retired. I'm dumb. We got smarter ones over here. You want to pick on them, you know?
Exactly.
Remember that footage you showed me from your house, the doorbell camera?
Oh yeah, with that ghost over there like that. Yeah.
Oh, it was a ghost?
Yeah, a ghost went by, and we got that ring.
Yeah.
You've heard of ring?
Yes.
If something gets real close, it snaps a picture of it.
Right.
Well, there's this white, like, filmy thing that sort of like flew by, and it triggered
Your ring.
It triggered the ring, you know, and it was like, and so then my wife calls me. She goes, "I got something for you to see." So I did that, you know, and I said, and she goes, "What do you think that is?" I said, "I think somebody wants to get a head start on trick or treat." I said, "Is what I'm thinking, you know." And she goes, "This is not funny. This is not funny."
Well, I know I have always seen spirits. So I have always seen spirits, and they have always scared the living crap out of me. Like one day I hadn't been feeling well, and I was sleeping in my bed. He was outside. It was summertime. I had him close my door, so it was no TV was on. It was kind of like you could see like a little bit of the light from outside, but it was like dark in my room. And then so something shook me awake, and I'm like, so I look up. And I see my grandson in here. His name is Dier. And so I sit up on my elbow and I was like, hey, how you getting here? Because the door was still shut and he was just a little fella. And then all of a sudden, the thing looked at me and then it grew up to be like about 12. And then I jumped back and I was like, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And I just started repeating the 23rd Psalm because it scared the crap out of me, right? And I was like, you know, something wrong with this. So I called my nephew, and he's a minister. And I told him what had happened. So he called his head pastor. And then he was like, well, it's nothing bad. It's just showing you that, you know, something is going on with your generation that's coming, you know, in our family. Well, okay, so he came over, and he blessed my house. He blessed everybody in the house. He blessed the whole entire house. I mean, he literally got off the freeway from just being on an Akron and came and blessed my whole entire house, him and his little family. And I was like, oh, thank you, I really appreciate it. So I'm still sick. I'm still laying in the bed. One day I'm laying in the bed and I went to go move and I could not move. The only thing that I could move was my eyes. Everything else was stuck. The thing had me bound. Okay? So I'm laying like on my back. So I'm struggling and I'm like, unloose me. In Jesus' name, unloose me. And it wouldn't unloose me, right? And so I started saying the 23rd Psalm and I kept on saying, unloose me, unloose me. And when this damn thing unloosed me, it did it so fast that by my bed, I have my nightstand and I have my drawer come out like this because that's where all my medicines is at. If that cover had not been tucked underneath me, all this would have been messed up. You understand? Because my whole face would have hit it. Would have hit the drawer and everything. Because when it unloosed me and I just went with the momentum because I was fighting against, I was struggling.
Right.
And I went with the momentum and I went that way. But thank God that cover was tucked and I didn't fall.
Otherwise,
So
you
my
would've-
face would have been all tore up from that drawer because you know it was all, you know, had them points and all that. I was like,
Down.
Scary.
yeah, it's very, 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 very scary.
Okay.
So
Did you ever
this,
do any research on your house? Like when it was built, if anybody died?
no, but the lady who lived in that house before us, I don't know why she did it, but she took plastic bags and she put over every window in that house. She sealed the house up.
Like clear plastic, like how people do, like in the wintertime?
No,
Or
black plastic bags, and you know Santa Maria that you know like what Cardi B is into, Santa Maria, where they have these you know how like they have like Jesus and the manger and all that little carrot. Okay, this is called Santa Maria, so you go look it up. And that's what she was praying to. So they have an altar with her. So evidently it must be something in that house for her to have blocked off every single window, and that house had patio doors, you know, huge patio doors. So so yeah, so she must have felt something in that house too. And she only stayed there for a little while and she got the hell up out of there. And she literally
When you
closed
put
up
your teeth
everything.
together, bud, does that feel like a normal bite? Go ahead. Okay. I'm gonna check that bite. I wanna get him back here one more time.
Okay.
Get this numbed up over here and then we'll be able to check all those other ones
Oh,
that we
okay.
have over here.
Okay.
Okay? Ought to be
Sounds
good. Finish the antibiotic. It's very important.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, take a Motrin. Very good.
Well, thank you very much. It was good talking to you guys. Thanks for sharing your story.
Nice talking to you. Yeah. You did the talking, but I.
Well, you couldn't talk, so I had to talk for both of us.
listening.